conversation for Black History Month. And this conversation is about fortifying our community. It's about how can we sustainably keep the momentum of every conversation, of every thought, of every kind of impetus for action that we felt over the past month. How can we keep that going so that we can continually create a space that is welcoming, that is pro-Black, right, instead of anti-Black, and create a place that is more inclusive for not just Black employees, but for all employees, right? And I think that I really wanted to start with one of my favorite quotes, and I'll go ahead and tell you, it has a kind of religious or spiritual undertone. If that's not your jam, think about it as, instead of God, the potential for all things, if that should suit your needs, right? But one of my favorite quotes, and I want to read it to you all because it is so much the crux of justice work and so much the crux of creating communities that are inclusive and that are welcoming. It starts here. And so, my favorite quote, "Our Deepest Fear" by Marianne Williamson, and I'm going to read it so that I don't mess up a word, okay? "Our deepest fear is that we are not," I already messed up, child. And this is why I'm reading it. But I'm going to keep this in because I think it's important to own our mistakes, right? Leaders aren't perfect. Teachers aren't perfect. I don't ever want to present a perfect facade, right? This work is about embracing humanity. This work is about embracing that you can mess up, you can own it, and you can keep going. So that's what I'm going to do. Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson, and this is from Return to Love. "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel unsure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that is my work. The sovereignty of self through acceptance, through grace, and through being brilliant, talented, gorgeous, and fabulous, right? Owning those parts of myself and owning all the parts of myself that I don't even know and that I'm yet to discover. That, to me, is how I think we fortify our community, right? It's by saying, I'm allowed to be this and that. I don't have to choose. I don't have to overly identify as one thing and ignore this other part of myself. Because when we do that, it allows us to ignore when we see it in other people. It allows us to diminish it when we see it in other people. We don't hate other people. We hate what that reminds us of in ourselves. And so if you really want to understand how to grow community and how to fortify community, do your work. It's the best thing you can do for everyone around you is to work on yourself. Believe that just because you are working on yourself does not mean that you are broken, deficient, and unworthy, right? It's just gardening. You're tending to the garden of your being. You're tending to your vessel. And there's no shame in that. There's only grace and gratitude to be seen in tending to yourself, right? I think about, how can you hold each other accountable for doing this work so that it leads to a place of welcoming and a place of inclusiveness. And I think as much as you can, you have to figure out what your triggers are. The truth is in your trigger. If you find yourself uncomfortable around Black people, Black culture, rap music, I don't know, any part of Black culture you find yourself uncomfortable around, sit with it long enough to ask yourself why. And this is not just for non-Black people, this is for all people. Because it is deeply important for Black people also to realize that our work must be inclusive of our entire community. We must include Black disabled people. We must include Black queer people and trans people and non-binary people. We must include Black people who are not Christian, not Muslim, not Jewish, right? We must include all Black people in our justice work, or we can leave it at home. Because when we limit our justice work and we say, I'm only going to include certain parts of people, I'm only going to tend certain parts of my own garden, it says that all of you is not worthy. That's the communication that goes out into the universe. And we want to work on saying all of me is worthy. Because as we let our own light shine, right, it consciously gives other people permission to do the same, not unconsciously, consciously. And I think that is the thing that we can do easily every single day, right? We can think about how to consciously let our own light shine so that it invites other people to do the same. Because when we do that, we make manifest our glory. We make manifest our divinity. We make manifest the possibilities, and we claim our humanity. And we say, not only I am here, I'm here to be seen, I'm here to be heard, that I am worthy, but also I come to see you. I come to hear you, and I come to affirm your worth. That's our work. I want to say thank you specifically to Malia and to Jillian. Thank you so much for allowing me to create a beautiful curriculum that dove into conversations that I've wanted to have in so many spaces. And I think it's amazing that I get to have with Insomniac Games and the Black at PlayStation ERG group and everyone that is in support of that work, right? Because this is not just Black people's work. This is all people's work. And so I thank everyone who was a participant. I thank everyone who was a coordinator of the effort, because you are doing the work and you're consciously giving permission to others to do the same.